Well, friends, welcome back to another installment of Let's Talk Veterans Affairs with Dennis Anderson. I am the non-VA and non-VA affiliated Army veteran who became a licensed clinical social worker so that I could work with my brother and sister veterans. And we've been talking with Vietnam Navy sailor Colbert Bernard Williams Sr., who, like myself, is also a licensed clinical social worker, but more pertinent to what we're talking about today is he's a combat Navy veteran of the Vietnam War. And he had trauma in theater, and we were talking a little bit about how you hit the bottle, you smoked some stuff, you filtered your pain, you had marital trouble, and all of that stuff is in the stack. When did you come to a point of realization that something was sideways for you?
A motorcycle accident got me.
Motorcycles, that's
Now-
in the list, okay.
Now, when you asked that question, so I had a very traumatic incident with the county. So I had lost my job, and so I'm floating around here hurt. Because I never used the VA system because I was gainfully employed.
Okay.
And so, I had insurance, this, that, the other. So then something happened catastrophic in my life. So somebody said, well, are you a veteran? I said, yes. They said, well, why don't you go to the VA? I didn't think I would qualify. So I went, limped down to the Lancaster outpatient clinic, walked in there. This says, well, absolutely, if you're a veteran, and you served, and so they had me fill out the paperwork.
Yes, sir.
Paperwork, right?
Yeah.
So you get, screened about your financial abilities or what you financially have. Did you have insurance? No. So got into that. That's how I got into the system.
Good for you.
And so then, Dennis, along.
How long was that after your service? 30 years?
I came out in 75.
Okay.
That was 2006.
40-year break in service. That's amazing.
Now.
But that's when the stuff comes up.
Well, I was asked a question I had never been asked before. They said, I was in a house somewhere, and they said, well, do you have nightmares? I thought, well, I call them dreams, but it's vivid, things that have happened to me.
Yes, sir.
And so this individual said, you need to file a claim for that. I never heard that. So I went, and this is the key. You have to file a claim, and that's the date when you file that claim.
Roger that.
That's how
40 years after the events.
That's correct. And it's not retroactive to the theater.
No. Yeah.
It's retroactive to that date.
Right.
And moving forward, if I can say one thing, to share, that there's a lot of paperwork, a lot of things that you have to be critically aware of. Okay, I got denied this. You get 30 days, 60 days to appeal.
Okay.
If you miss that date, then you're back to point A again.
Right. It requires patience.
Oh.
That you may not have, but you need to go find some.
Right. And one of the things that we talked earlier about the anger.
Yes.
There's this stigma with PTSD. Well, people get angry, they get explosive, this, that, the other, but there's variations on the theme. Everybody handles rejection differently.
Indeed we do.
So here's the anger. I learned to compartmentalize. You heard that word before.
Yes, sir.
My anger, because how can somebody tell me, Dennis, that I was not in Vietnam when it's on my DD-214?
That must make you angry.
Oh. But no, and you contain that.
Yes.
Because if you're unable, I've seen veterans come in, they're expecting something different than what's really happening. They get angry, they storm out. You see the police down there on the VA campuses a lot.
Yep.
To deal with veterans, right?
Right.
And I'm not, there go I, but for the grace of God.
Yes.
So go ahead.
So, what I want to ask you is, you succeeded in filing a claim, but it took patience, it took persistence, took compartmentalization. What have you done to live better?
Well, one of the things after doing 7 years in mental health and individual therapy with my psychiatrist.
7 years in therapy.
Correct. And then I transitioned, I told, my doctors, I said, I don't want to do all these medications. And they said, because they called me on the carpet, well, what's going on? I said, I didn't want to lose Colbert. So my main, I'm a cellist, I'm a musician, so my music is a primary source of my continued therapy.
We're just going to say that arts and creative functions can be very therapeutic.
Very.
Let's say very helpful.
Yes.
For living a better life.
Yes.
And I'm glad you found your way on that.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're on a journey.
Yes.
And that's the thing we want. We want people to survive veteran suicide.
Oh.
We don't want to lose 22 of our brothers and sisters on a daily basis.
Could I interject something that's
By all
being
means,
lost?
please do.
There's another thing about, it's called sexual military assault.
Yeah.
Do you know that women who have PTSD is not from combat?
No.
It's from sexual military assault. Another things that people are uncomfortable talking about, like suicide, right?
Yes.
And so where are these women? Where do they get help? Maybe they have other groups of, women who have these organizations for that.
The field is very new, and it is actually emerging, and it is so large. We're going to do a show about that sometime before too long.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I want to say is, even though it's a complex phrase, thank you for your service, what I actually mean to say
Yes.
is, thank you, Colbert, for being Colbert.
And thank you, Dennis, for being Dennis and for being, you can understand everything that I'm sharing with you. And this is very cathartic for me to talk to another veteran as yourself. So thank you for this opportunity.
Well, we love you, brother.
Love you too.
And veterans can help veterans, and family members can help veterans too. So if you approve of what we're doing, you can help us out a little bit and subscribe. And we want to say thank you for watching.